Hello everyone, this is the LEGO Speed Champions, this is a long one, 1967 Mini Cooper S Rally and 2018 Mini John Cooper Works Buggy. Such a silly, long name for this set. And what's even more silly, the name is wrong. You see, this arguably silly looking thing is a representation of a 2018 Mini John Cooper Works rally car. There exists such a thing as a Mini John Cooper Works buggy that also ran in the Dakar Rally for 2018, as did this one, but that's a completely different thing. Different chassis, two-wheel drive, runs in a different class entirely. It's mostly a semantic thing. Pretty much nobody cares. Just random trivia. Anyway, for what this actually is and for what it actually represents, this LEGO representation is very good. It really captures the funky proportions, the very aggressive proportions of the thing. It's a little bit caricatured, especially with the narrowness of the dome, the greenhouse area of it, being only 4 studs wide there. Probably 5 studs would have been ideal, but that would have introduced all sorts of complexities that would have been probably a total impossibility. Honestly, using just regular techniques that can be put into a mass market set like this. The build for this is good. It was enjoyable, went together nicely, except for the stickers, as is usual for Speed Champions cars, and especially racing ones. There are a lot of stickers to apply to this, with one exception. This up here, being on a fully curved surface, this mini logo is printed onto, or the mini text there, yeah, it's part of a logo, is printed onto that little roof section. I appreciate that. I wish more of the things were printed, but I mean, you can only ask for so much. There are so many surfaces that needed decoration on them for this thing. But yeah, the finished product does look good to me, and it has working suspension. I always like working suspension, and it's nicely hidden away. You don't immediately obviously see the mechanism for it. It's a simple one, just using rubber bands. It's not really independent. You can kind of get the thing to flex a little bit, but you really have to force it. It doesn't really want to flex, but I'm fine with that. I mean, there we go. Yeah, you can get just a little bit. But yeah, it just uses rubber bands, and they mostly run inside of the running boards. So most of the time they're completely out of the way, and they do the trick. They do the job. To get access to the interior, to put the driver in there, you take most of the roof off. It has a little bit of a center section there, but it's a fairly complex assembly as roofs go for LEGO. But you have just a very small little area, little slot for the driver to go in. I personally recommend removing the windscreen as well to get a little bit better access to that. This accidentally pulled out, but yeah, you can see it just goes straight down in there. No studs, fortunately. That's very good, so that the driver doesn't get stuck in. But yeah, fits into the thing properly, nice and low. Doesn't require the roof to be extra tall just to accommodate a figure. It works out. I think it's well done overall. You may have noticed that the wheels are Speed Champions ones, actual the specialized ones that were introduced specifically for Speed Champions, and they've got the white colored wheel inserts there to give you the spokes. They also have a set of these, different style for the 5-spoke style, but the tires they put on there were not designed specifically for Speed Champions wheels, but they fit well enough. They don't fit perfectly, but it's more than good enough. Just want to get it centered nicely. Gives you that extra tall profile, makes it more aggressive. It's good. If I'm calling LEGO's version of the modern car good, though, I may have to call this 1967 classic great. This is a very, very special build. It's a 5-stud wide build at its key points, as you can see at the front lights there, not the light bar, but at the fenders. 5-stud wide build with the 3-stud wide center section of the bonnet or the hood. Very nice. Also has these brand new wheel arches that nice and small and snug and tight. Has a lot of studs on the side construction. Has printed windscreen sides, so two of the same window piece for the front and the back. Gives you a little bit of the proper shaping there. This thing has nice shaping around the back as well. Maybe pinched in just a little bit, but it's better to have it a little bit too much than not at all. I respect the design decisions. If you're not familiar with the big round thing that looks like a light, well, it's a big round light. It was a reversing spotlight. So when these cars were racing through areas that were not well lit, and if they went off or just had a little lapse in traction and needed to reverse, that light would actually light the way behind the drivers because nothing else really would. Just such a nice little thing. Really, really enjoyable to put together. It took me a full half an hour to build this tiny little thing. A lot of that time went into being careful to line up the stickers. Again, a good number of stickers were used here. Not as many as on the big one, but for the size of the vehicle, for the size of the finished thing, felt like a lot. I don't know. I really love the roof rack too. The rack for the tires, for the spares, is pretty perfect. And they use the technique of just attaching the tires with rubber bands. It calls back to like the Bionicle custom building community that for the longest time, anytime you would want to add more bulk to something, you just stick it on with a rubber band. Just use a bunch of rubber bands. But it totally works here. It's the best solution. It looks good. It's fully legal technique as far as I'm concerned, as far as I can tell. And yeah, it does the trick. Get the full-size spares on there, identical to the ones that are on the car right now. Flipping this up a little bit just shows you what's underneath. It's really simple, really straightforward. Taking the roof off, we'll take a little extra off as well to let you see a little bit of the mostly 3-stud wide interior. Again, a lot of studs on the side. Pieces are used to get everything to work. Got the centered steering column there. Some dark orange pieces in the interior. And a bunch of tan, keeping it classy, keeping it classic. Very nice. This also uses, both cars actually use the newest 1x1 brackets to good effect. I mean, this car especially would not be possible as a mass market production thing without the newer pieces that Lego has available these days. A lot of them were used here, including these parts, the 1x2x1 parts used, the curved pieces used for the rear fenders. That's new for 2019, not exclusive to this set, but to get that shape in that size just needs the new pieces. These relatively new, what are they, a year or two old now, these cut off 1x2s. This is the 1x2 rounded plate placed here on the front. Let's see, I think these Technic pieces have been around for a little while longer. I got the quarter round tiles used there, but I mean, so many things on this are new or fairly new pieces. And then my single favorite thing done on this entire set is what they've done for the air dam pieces at the front. The black, almost vertical pieces. You can actually change the angles of them. I guess maybe you can refer to that as a splitter. It's mostly used as an air dam, though. Those are 2 cleavers. Minifig accessory cleavers. Remolded in black. It's just not fair. Lego designers can just order up pieces in new colors because they want them. I want to be able to order up pieces in new colors because I want them. Well, these are now official. They're made. And there will be a lot of people out there buying lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of them. Hopefully, resellers won't completely destroy the market. Taking the available supply directly from Lego, because a lot of people are going to want to have access to those for sure for custom builds. Really interesting stuff. And finally, we get some structure. It's like a hot pit area. It can be widened up all the way to make it just flat, so you just drive up along it, or you can fold it all the way in. Get this out of the way for just a moment. Fold it in like this so it's more of a drive-through sort of scenario. And they even have the small, almost ramps. Looks like I've accidentally offset that by one stud. My apologies for that. I'll never hear the end of it for the rest of time, but there we go. It's fixed. It's fine. I don't know if it's worth all the pieces or the value and the price of the pieces that were used here, although I do very much appreciate getting these vertical supports in light bluish gray again, and getting these short roller coaster track pieces in light bluish gray also. Just very useful things. And for details, you have a full set of the regular tools, a little trophy there with the gold colored roller skate on top of a gold color. And it's an old gold color. It just happened to be the ones that I got, these batches. Old pearl gold colored roller skate, new pearl gold colored 1x2 jumper. Eventually that'll all be switched over to the new stuff. More tools, and then over on this side, these are carts that can actually be easily removed, or they can be stowed there. I appreciate the small little brackets that just the slopes that they included there, just to make it easier to kind of keep these in check, keep them from going all over the place. So that one gets attached there. This has some more tools in it, just the rest of the tools from the regular tool set that Lego makes. And then this is a jerry can, with a brand new build for a jerry can, using the little modified 1x1 piece with the bar sticking up from the top, and it has a handle so it can be held by a figure. Cool. This is a representation of a car lift, so you could just imagine those are hydraulic, and they're designed to hold a car up off the ground. And once a car is up off the ground, you can use this creeper, just lay a worker figure down on that, put a tool in their hand. I don't have the time right now to grab a tool, but I will lay her down to show you that that's just how that works. So she's able to get under there and work on the vehicle. Works for the little one also, just not quite as perfectly. These are the two figures they give us in this set for the John Cooper Works team. They have excellent torsos, in my opinion. They're just nicely, crisply printed with good branding on them. And the torsos are gender non-specific. So if you want to swap out one or both of these heads for male, turn them into male figures, you can, and they won't look super weird. Good print on the backs of the torsos also, and each of these has an alternate face. So that gives them a good value and makes them a little bit more useful. So you can change things around a bit. I like both of those. I like the front of the one on the right here and the back of the one on the left here. And then here we have the classic mini driver on the left. Again, really good work with the torso. And on the right, I don't know, he could be just a fan, out taking some photographs. He's got a flag with him, so if you want to use him as the flag man at the end of a particular rally, you can. Pretty good printing on the back of the torso for the one on the left, but the writing is just so small that it loses some detail. It almost looks like it's saying Morio or Norio or something. I don't know. They definitely tried. It's really difficult to print at such a low resolution at such great quantities, but they definitely tried on that. I mean, if you look at this in person, not super zoomed in on camera with a high resolution, you have to squint to even notice that there are actual letters there at all. So I think it's pretty good. Lastly, here are the extra or spare parts that were left over after completing the assembly, including the full extra set of a different style of wheel cover or insert. If you want to watch the full assembly process for this set sped up for convenient consumption, you can check out that build video over on my build channel, and you'll find a link to it in the card over on the right hand side of the video, in the pinned comment, and also in a big link at the end of this video. As I've mentioned along the way, that build process was thoroughly enjoyable, especially for the little guy here, and I think the end result is also especially special for the little classic one there. It's done up in what I'm assuming is the look for the Monte Carlo rally of 1967, which this car won. They could have done it as a 1965 car instead, when they actually won the entire European Rally Championship for the year, but the Rally Monte Carlo is kind of a big deal, and has a very special place in history. Great thing about this set, with all of the goodness of the build and with all the very special pieces that were used with it, the final price is actually pretty good. Price to part ratio is good. Value, price to volume of stuff is reasonable. Yeah, I feel like I got a good amount of enjoyment out of this, and by continuing to look at the vehicles, I will continue to be able to enjoy it. I personally will not keep all this stuff back here put together, but I will use those pieces. Oh, for sure, I'll be using those pieces. Some of them are, like the supports and the little pieces of track, are fairly valuable pieces. I mean, as parts go, they're just not that common as of yet. Yeah, I'm thoroughly satisfied with this entire set. So there you go. That's my look at this one. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, check out the build video if you'd like to. I'll talk to you again as soon as I can.